Castro, and this is my 12th grade defense portfolio. The quote that I chose is, anytime someone tells me I can't do something, I want to do it more, by Taylor Swift. And I really relate to this quote a lot because I feel like in my family, they're like really easy to doubt you if they assume that you're not capable of doing something, or like just society in general. And I feel like when I get told that I'm not like able to do something, like it motivates me and pushes me to do something better than what anybody could imagine, and just makes me feel accomplished when I know that I could prove somebody wrong after they tell me I can't do anything. My thesis statement: throughout my 4 years of high school, 2 of which were spent at Roosevelt, I feel like I've grown a lot as a person with being open-minded, an effective communicator, and advocating for others. Due to some of these projects, as it writing a love letter to Los Angeles, a service learning project, and also a presidential campaign that we had to do. And these were like kind of helped me become me, because I feel like they helped me express myself a lot more, and also help me in my future career as being an author / journalist. And I feel like they just shaped me in ways that I feel like a lot of assignments haven't been able to. They also like let me thrive with self-expression as well. My academic history, I took an AP computer science class in junior year, and that class was really important to me because being new at Roosevelt as a junior, I feel like was really hard for me because I didn't really know anybody, and like, I don't know, I just felt really alone. And being in that classroom environment, I feel like helped me come out of my shell a little bit and like try to be friends, because I did make some friends in that class as well. And the teacher was also really great, Mr. Kim. He helped me like become more comfortable in that setting and like try to really be there for me as somebody I could talk to if I needed anything. Another class that I have is creative writing that I'm currently taking with Ms. McGrath, and she helps me a lot. She helps me with self-expression and just being able to be who I am, because I feel like in my family, if you aren't set a certain standards, they'll see it as like something bad, and they'll like try to discredit you for it. And she just helped me a lot, like with figuring out who I want to be and what I want to do in the future, which is also similar to my 11th grade English class with Miss Sanders. She helped me she pushed me in a lot of different ways that I don't think I've ever been pushed before. And she also helped me realize what I really want to do in the future, which is being an author or a journalist. And she was just really someone that I could talk to about a lot of different issues with coming to Roosevelt as somebody new, and just created like a really safe environment for me. I've been in honor roll all 4 years of high school, and I'm really proud of that, and I know my parents are proud of that, so that just makes me feel like I accomplished something good in their eyes. Some of my interests are music, which I have Taylor Swift and Nessa Barrett, and I really relate to them in a lot of different ways because Taylor Swift like really captures emotion, and that's what I like struggle with. I feel like expressing a lot of my emotion, and I don't know, just listening to her music like makes me feel like free a little bit. Like I'm able to also have some self-expression when I know that I can't like really talk to people in my family about it. The same thing with Nessa Barrett. She writes a lot about mental health and like how she deals with it, and I feel like me suffering with like really strong anxiety, I connect with her because I feel like sometimes like in the music industry it's not really like a really big topic that people like to cover, and she likes to make like really great songs that I feel like I can relate to on like a really personal level. Another interest is reading, and reading helps me with my writing. Like I have a lot of different inspiration of like with themes and then poetic devices, and I've used some stories in my creative writing class, which is like Harry Potter. Like I feel like I get a lot of themes from that. And then writing, I put a little screenshot of what I wrote in my creative writing class. It was an ode poem to my curly hair, because my family, I don't know, like they all come from straight haired people, so me and my brother being curly hair, they're like, what the heck, like where'd you get that from? But I've like learned to actually like really accept it, because that's like what makes me me, and like makes me feel like I'm a better person a little bit, because I don't know, like I'm different from my family, like despite all of their different opinions. My future goals, I want to graduate high school, 2025 at Roosevelt. I know my parents would be proud of me. And then I want to go to Riverside City College and study journalism for 2 years. And then I want to graduate with an associate's degree and then transfer to UC Riverside and studying creative writing to further my writing education. Because I know I'm okay right now, but I know that in the future I will get better, and I think these schools will be able to push me to my goal, and hopefully, which will go into me interning at different news outlets to like be a little journalist, like writing like different news articles, which will hopefully, I know, will maybe get me to working in the LA Times or the New York Times when I get older. My first artifact is a love letter to Los Angeles. My teacher was Miss McGrath, and it was 12th grade creative writing. And I put in a little snippet of what I wrote because I feel like this part I was really proud of. I put in a lot of things that I felt made LA with Chicano, like a lot of the murals that we have like around the city, like with the history that it holds with like different Chicanas and Chicanos fighting for our rights, and also a lot of different artists who have passed and a lot of sports people who have passed, but also like make this city really shine like to its fullest potential. And the purpose of the project was to show appreciation towards LA when it was going through hard times after the fires. And I feel like as a class community, we were really putting our all into it as well. It felt like we were connecting to the people who were also, the people in the community who were also helping like each other when they lost loved ones or lost houses, lost everything in the fires, and like just being a really strong community. And I think that's what this love letter like really wants to show, is how LA is more than just a city. It's a home for so many people. It's a community that brings people together. And we submitted the love letter, a 2-minute recording, and also art to go along with it to the KCRW radio station in hopes of getting put onto their Instagram and also getting put onto their radio station. Hopefully that will happen. And something that I really struggled with this project was, I feel like going deep into the heart and like trying to talk about something that I know that I feel, but putting it into words was a really big struggle for me at the beginning. But I think when you love something so much, you think about the memories that it holds, and then you think about how you want other people to see it despite how they'll view the city. Because I feel like a lot of people think LA is like either really crime written or it's just like a bunch of rich snobby people, but in reality it's a really great community that you could turn to when you are in trouble or you have lost stuff. Which also ties back into my pathway outcome being open-minded. With when I was talking to my parents about it, they had mixed feelings about it, because LA, they grew up in the valley, so it's like, well, LA is not really that good. But I feel like despite what other people have to say, knowing what you truly feel is a really big thing, and putting that into writing is a really good thing, because you have to be able to tap into your heart to become a good writer. Like, you can't just write something from a book. You have to be able to actually feel these emotions and help the reader also feel those emotions. And that helps in my future career with becoming an author, hopefully writing a book, like feeling so many different emotions and putting that onto a page for the reader to also experience heartbreak, loss, happiness, anger. Like, you need to get, you can't, it's not from up here, like it's not from your head, it's from your heart. You have to be able to make sure what you're saying is true. You have to make people feel what you're saying. My second artifact is a service learning project I did with Ms. J in 11th grade, World History, or US History, I'm sorry. And we had to interview somebody that immigrated here from a different country, and I decided to do my mom. We also had to research different organizations that help immigration, or like help immigrated families here. One of them was getcalfresh.org, and it helps families who have immigrated here get money in order to feed their families. So that like really helps, and that's an artwork that I did. Is a really big part of me because I went to elementary school up until sophomore year of high school in Hollywood. So that, I think, and then moving to Boyle Heights was a little bit of a culture shock because I feel Boyle Heights is more of a tight-knit community that will actually help one another whenever you're in trouble. The purpose of this project was to tell somebody's immigration story, and I chose my mom because I feel like I've never really had the opportunity to actually sit and ask how she immigrated here. And I know it's a really hard subject for her because when she did first immigrate here, she was separated from her parents for a little bit, and it was just her and her older siblings. So I know that's not something that she really likes to remember, even though she was really young and does remember all of it. It's still like really amazing to see how much she's able to talk about it and how much I was missing out on learning this part of her. And these are some of the reasons why I chose it. I feel like I'm learning from my mom every day, and I feel like there's still so much I'm learning about her, even though I've known her my whole life. She's only known me for a little bit of her life, but I feel like knowing her past is really important to me because it's really inspiring how hard she's had to fight to be who she is in this country instead of in Mexico. And this ties back into my outcome advocating for others because I feel like my mom's never really been able to share her story. And if she has, she's only done it very vaguely. But I feel like helping her communicate how she felt or the things that she had to go through and see, I feel like she's never really been able to talk about that with anybody. And so it was really nice to know that I was able to help her get out of that shell a little bit. Instead of viewing it as something negative, she was able to view it as something positive, which being to my future career as a journalist, I feel like you always have to ask important questions that are gonna make somebody really think about what they're talking about and how they felt in that certain moment. Like you can't just ask, oh, how did you feel? Like you need to ask like really deep-hearted questions in order to get the true full story. My third artifact was a presidential campaign with Ms. Gomez in 12th grade government. We had to create a political party and talk about different world issues that we felt were important, such as drugs in schools, abortion, climate change, and homeless people. And our party was the Resilience Party, leading the people with the golden heart, and this was our president and our vice president. And this was really important, I feel, because we were, all of us were kind of friends with the people in the group, but we were able to get closer and actually experience one another for a long period of